Good morning, my dear students. This is Neeraj Kumar, your English teacher. Today I am here to teach you chapter number 8 from our second book. A house is not a home. This is the title of this story. Basically, house is just referring to material things like stone, marble, cement, window pane, doors. As far as home is concerned, when people start living together, they care for each other and they look after each other, so it becomes home. So now let us know what actually happens in this story. This story reflects the challenges of being a teenager and the problems of growing up. How does the author overcome his problem? Actually, this is the story of a boy who is actually a teenager and somehow he loses his home and he faces lot of problems after losing his home. Now let us know with the help of this chapter that how does he overcome his entire problems. So now let us discuss. My first year of high school felt awkward. After leaving junior high school at the head of my class with all the seniority, the upper grade levels could afford me. It felt strange starting over as a freshman. The school was twice as big as my old school. And to make matters worse, my closest friends were sent to a different high school. I felt very isolated. So, in this paragraph, the author himself narrated what actually happened to him when he was in the first year of class high school. When he was in the first year of high school, so that time he felt very awkward because he had to change the school that very time. When he reaches into class 9th, that means the first year of class 10th. So now again he becomes junior because already seniors are there. The seniors means the students of class 11th and 12th. So he felt very strange there. And apart from this, he had to change his school. So this time the school was twice as big as his old school. And now the things getting worse. Even his closest friends also were sent to a different high school. That means they were not with him in the new school. So just because of these reasons, he felt really very isolated because of separation. Now let us move ahead. I missed my old teachers so much that I would go back and visit them. They would encourage me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people. They told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. I understood the psychology in what they were saying, but I took some comfort in it nonetheless. So as I entered the new school and found everything was new for me, and After reaching there, I was actually missing my old teachers, my old friends. I missed them very much. And whenever I had time, I used to go to them, and the people always encouraged me, always motivated me. They always guided me just to get involved with the new students, with the new atmosphere, with the new surroundings that I have recently got into the new school. They always encouraged me just to communicate with the new students, for making new friends. And why the people were suggesting me so that I can easily forget my past and get involved into the new atmosphere. They always suggested me, they always advised me to do so into the new school. But I was quite aware that why the people were saying so. I understood their psychology, that in what way the people are suggesting me. One Sunday afternoon, not long after I had started high school, I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing homework. It was cold and windy fall day, and we had a fire going in our fireplace as usual. My red tabby cat was lying on top of my old papers, purring loudly and occasionally sweating at my pan for entertainment's sake. So, my dear students, something wrong, something unpleasant took place. It was Sunday afternoon, and it was not long since he had started his high school. That time he actually was sitting at home at his dining room table, and quite engaged in doing homework. It was very cold and windy fall day, and the people had facilities of fire just to escape themselves from increasing cold, as it was winter season. And like as usual, his red tabby cat was lying on the surface of the papers, and she was actually disturbing, I would say, to the narrator, and it was all for entertainment's sake. Now let us move ahead. She was never far from me. I had rescued her when she was a kitten, and somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. And she had never been far away from me. And this too, even she knew that I was the only responsible. It was me who rescued her when it was a little kitten. Actually, I rescued her from somewhere and gave her a new life. So she understands this thing very well. My mother kept stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. Suddenly, I smelled something strange, and I noticed it, smoke pouring in through the seams of ceiling. So everything was going well, but after some time, as my mother kept on pouring, I should say, stoking the fire to keep the house nice and warm. After a couple of